Good day. I am Maria Nina Patricia C. Gaot, a senior biology student from the University of the Philippines, Visayas Tacloban College. And today, I will be talking about whale sharks. Whale sharks are the world's largest sharks, and indeed, the world's largest fish. They eat plankton and travel great distances in search of adequate food to keep their massive size and breed. Whale sharks can be found in all of the tropical waters of the world. These gentle giants are easily identified by their white spotted appearance, making them popular with snorkelers and divers at the places where they congregate off the coast. For more information about whale sharks, let me share some fascinating facts about them. Whale sharks are highly migratory, but move very slowly, cruising at 2.3 miles per hour. One whale shark was traced as migrating 8,000 miles. Whale sharks tend to live most of their lives alone, though they have been occasionally seen in large groups. Whale sharks often travel with schools of tuna. Though they prefer to stay near the surface, whale sharks can dive up to 5,000 feet below the surface. Whale sharks can feed vertically, a behavior known as standing on their tail. And lastly, adult whale sharks have no natural predators. The only threat to their survival is human activity. Although blue sharks and blue marlins have been known to prey on young whale sharks. Before anything else, here is the topic overview. There are 5 main subtopics that will be discussed: general information, distinguishing traits, Philippine representatives, spatial distribution, and adaptive structures and mechanisms. So buckle up and join me as we explore more about whale sharks. For the general information, the whale shark Rhincodon typus is the world's largest extant fish species. It is a gentle and slow filter feeding shark. The solitary member of the genus Rhincodon and its family Rhincodontidae, which belongs to the subclass Elasmobranchi in the class Chondrichthyes, is this highly spotted shark. The shark lives in the open sea and can be found in tropical and warm oceans. This species is thought to have evolved 60 million years ago. Here in the Philippines, the whale shark is called butanding, pating, tiki-tiki, tuki, or tawiki. A distinguishing mark or feature is one that makes someone or something different from similar species. Whale sharks feature a distinctive checkerboard pattern of light spots and transverse bars on their backs and flanks. They have a broad and flat head with a short snout, a mouth towards the tip of the snout, and the 3 noticeable ridges on their sides. Internally, gill holes are converted into filtering screens. The first dorsal fin is substantially larger and situated backward on the body than the second dorsal fin. In adults, the 2-lobed caudal fins or tail are semilunate, while in juveniles, the upper lobe is much longer than the lower lobe. The Philippines have been reported to have Rhincodon typus. The Ticao Boreas Past Protective Seascape, or the TBPPS, is a key habitat to various endangered marine species, including the whale sharks. This is located between the provinces of Masbate, Albay, and Sorsogon. Whale shark populations have decreased by more than half globally in the previous 3 generations. This drop coincided with the operation of the targeted fisheries in the Indo-Pacific region. Large Marine Vertebrates Research Institute Philippines, or the LAMAVE, began studying whale sharks in order to better understand how human-shark interactions can benefit both local people and the species. They wanted to address the ecosystem-level implications of these interactions in order to ensure the whale shark population's long-term viability. Their whale shark conservation activities are concentrated in Donsol, Oslob, Southern Leyte, and Palawan, which are all located in the Philippines. Whale shark tourism in Oslob has resulted in local coral reef ecosystem degradation. as evidenced by increased macroalgae cover and up to 8 times more coral bleaching in the interaction zone than in the control site. The southern Leyte is home to the Philippines' most environmentally sustainable whale shark tourism model. The population status of the whale sharks is analyzed, and measures are made to improve the environmental sustainability of tourism activities in Donsol Bay, which is the Philippines' first whale shark tourism destination. Their observations on these conservation initiatives will be utilized to demand better protection of the species in the country and throughout Southeast Asia. The whale shark has a very widespread distribution, occurring in all tropical and warm temperate seas, except in the Mediterranean. It occurs throughout the Atlantic Ocean, from New York through the Caribbean to central Brazil, and from Senegal to the Gulf of Guinea. It also occurs in the Indian Ocean throughout the region, including the Red Sea and the Arabian Gulf. In the Pacific Ocean, it is found from Japan to Australia, off Hawaii, and from California to Chile. Seasonal feeding aggregations of sharks occur in a number of coastal localities, including Ningalo Reef in Western Australia, Utila in Honduras, Donsol in the Philippines, and Pemba and Zanzibar off the coast of Tanzania. Many animals have evolved specific body components to help them survive in a particular habitat. Web feet, sharp claws, whiskers, sharp fangs, big beaks, wings, and hooves are among them. Swimming is required in most aquatic species. But did you know, the whale shark is not an efficient swimmer since the entire body is used for swimming, which is unusual for sharks and contributes to an average speed of only around 5 kilometers per hour. And just like that, whale sharks have evolved some structures and mechanisms for them to adapt. Whale sharks can easily adapt to the environment due to their great size. The picture shown is a size comparison between a whale shark and a human. Size and weight reports differ greatly, most likely due to the method and circumstances of measurement. But did you know, a male specimen that was unintentionally netted off the coast of Mumbai in 1983 measured 12.2 meters or 40 feet and weighed about 11 tons. A larger specimen was discovered in the Gulf of Siam and measured 18 meters, which is 59 feet, which is a questionable figure. The majority of whale sharks seen range in length from 6 to 12 meters only. Females are larger than males, as is the case with many shark species. They hunt for food at or near the ocean surface. Its huge mouth, which has more than 300 rows of tiny pointed teeth in each jaw, is ideally adapted to filter feeding. Utilizes their sharp teeth, heightened senses using the special electroceptor organs and a forceful body and tail with behavioral techniques to catch prey. Did you know a whale shark's teeth are so little that it can only feed minuscule crustaceans, fish, and plankton utilizing its gill rakers as a suction filter, despite its mouth stretching to 4 feet wide. The feeding technique of whale shark is quite similar to that of huge baleen whales. While whales utilizes baleen plates as trainers and whale sharks employ gill rakers, both open their mouths wide, take in a significant amount of water and prey, then close their mouths and drive the water through mucus-coated strainers that hold the food before swallowing. The eye, which receives visual information from the external environment, must be situated on or near the body's surface. As a result, mechanical, chemical, and biological risks pose a threat to eyeballs. Did you know that whale sharks contain hundreds of dermal denticles in the skin surrounding their eyeballs? This is according to the experts at Japan's Okinawa Shurashima Research Center. The researchers investigated the eyes of both living and dead whale sharks, which are from aquariums and those washed up on the beach in an effort to learn more about them. The eyelids were discovered to be coated in dermal denticles. Whale sharks have projecting eyes that are enclosed in a casing that protrudes into the water and has a visual component of the eye on its tip. Except for the visual eye components, the entire case is covered in dermal denticles with an oak-like shape akin to human molars, according to the researchers. Each whale shark eye covering had about 3,000 denticles, which were mostly dense back towards the iris. A central ridge runs down the longitudinal axis of each eye denticle, with multiple subridges branching laterally from the central ridge. These ornamentations give the eye denticle an oak leaf-like look from the apical perspective. In the lateral view, the base of the eye denticle is oval in shape and contains several foramina of the neck canal. The denticles are thought to defend the eyes from attacks by other sea creatures. An adult whale shark's eye is around the size of a golf ball, which is quite little for such a massive animal. It has no protective membrane or eyelid. The whale shark's eye protection strategy includes active eye retraction and partial ventral rotation. According to the study conducted by Tometa et al. In 2020, the maximum retraction distances were calculated to be roughly half of the ocular diameter, from 49.8% and 50.4%. These figures are similar to those found in vertebrates with extremely retractable eyes. Because the pupils of the whale sharks in the study were not completely covered by surrounding white tissues when their eyes had retracted, it is likely that they maintain vision during eye retraction, though their visual field would be much more restricted when their eyes are positioned normally. The presence of specific nerve cells, called the ampullae of Lorenzini, in the head area of the whale shark, as well as other shark species, provides a sixth sense. These cells are sensitive to electromagnetic fields transmitted by other animals and can detect them. These cells aid the shark in locating prey at close range, even when visibility is low. The ampullae of Lorenzini is a network of electroceptors and sensory organs. As shown in the picture, ampullae of Lorenzini, shown in red, are electroceptors that can detect electrical impulses from other organisms in the water. The ampullae are a set of symmetrical pores connected by gel-filled canals that are located around the snout and nostrils. These were the references used for this presentation. Thank you for listening.